Truth is, my friend, your application probably didn't even make it to human eyes. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to make sure your application is graced by human observation and doesn't get lost in the ATS black hole. Now, don't try to fool the ATS bots because they're way too clever for these gimmicks. Hey there, high achievers! Welcome to Unwind the Grind YouTube channel, the place to transition from your dead-end stuck job to a purposeful, meaningful career. I'm Samya, founder of Unwind the Grind, taking millennial careers to new heights. I've coached hundreds of people looking for a meaningful career path, helping them brand and market themselves to land the right job, taking the guesswork and pain away from the horrid job search process. Have you been applying to jobs for months now? Jobs you know you are qualified for and would be great at, but still failing to land an interview and instead constantly getting an automated rejection letter, leaving you stumped and frustrated. Truth is, my friend, your application probably didn't even make it to human eyes. Yep, it was tossed out by the ATS bots before it could ever come under human scrutiny, like 75% of all online applications. In this video, I will be sharing some critical tips and tricks that will make sure that your application doesn't slip through the cracks and has a chance at being evaluated further. First, a little about what the hell is the ATS. ATS, or the Applicant Tracking System, is an automated filtration process for recruiters so they don't have to go through thousands of applicants manually. Because that, of course, will be humanly impossible. It does the filtration based on keywords around age, years of experience, industry, location, education, job titles, skills, functional expertise, behaviors. You can get as specific as you want. So if you don't have the required years of experience or the industry experience you have mentioned is irrelevant to the position based on keywords, then your application, my friend, goes straight to the bin. On top of that, an important factor is what the ATS aims to do. You might think it filters out the best applications. If you have something better than others, you're good to go, but that's not the case. ATS does not separate the best, let's say 100 out of 1,000 applications. It only selects those that are strictly compatible with the job description and criteria put out by the recruiter or hiring manager. That number could be as small as 25 or even lower. So good enough is not an option. Your resume and application need to be the fit for what the recruiter is looking for if you want a chance at getting the job. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to make sure your application is graced by human observation and doesn't get lost in the ATS black hole. Before we get started, my awesome new course, The Job Search Toolkit, is out, where I share with you what nobody tells you about the job search process and take you step by step on landing that right job. So let's get right into it. First things first, make sure you are a good fit for the job. Applying everywhere haphazardly is one of the biggest job search mistakes you could ever make. I cannot stress this enough. Whenever you sit down for job search, your very first step should be to get aligned with your why. You need to be clear on your purpose, your motivations, your strengths, your goals, your core competencies and skills. And then see what jobs are available out there that fit who you are and what you have to offer. If you know you don't have the required skills or capabilities, don't waste your time and effort applying there, because you won't even make the cut in that case. Chances are you will make up for your lacking in the criteria by using fluff words like enthusiastic, motivated, committed, and in that case you won't even make it through the bots. So before you jump on applying to a job, stop, reflect, and only proceed when you know you absolutely want this job and have what it takes to succeed at it. Next up, JD is your best friend. A job description is the starting point for building a robust resume because you have everything you need in that one description. The tragedy is that we often overlook it or just change a couple of words here and there just to tick the box and say that we've customized our resume. In reality, we should be doing the work from scratch each time to make sure our input is tailored to the T. JD is a treasure trove full of all the relevant keywords that will help you optimize your resume. Make sure to analyze the job description in detail and incorporate as many technical, behavioral, knowledge-based keywords in your resume as possible. An important fact to know here is that some ATS softwares are designed to measure your strength as a candidate based on how many times a keyword appears in your resume. Now, others do that by looking at the placement of the keywords. So make sure you mention the right keywords at least 2 to 3 times in different locations with different context in your resume. For instance, if you're applying for a position where the hiring manager is looking for experience managing events, make sure that you mention this in your summary, in your skills, your experience with specific achievements that are with the right context, quantifiable and measurable, showcasing how you managed events. 3, keep your formatting simple and ATS friendly. When you're building your resume, remember that less is more when it comes to formatting. Tables, visuals, columns, graphics, and other fancy stuff that take too much time and effort contribute very little to getting you through, because these bots can't understand them, so all the information becomes meaningless. So when it comes to formatting, you need to be simple and consistent in where you put your information. Avoid acronyms if you want the keywords to be read correctly. So instead of saying you're an MBA, say Masters in Business Administration or Search Engine Optimization instead of SEO. Most ATS softwares are outdated and they don't have the ability to comprehend these inconsistencies or fancy formatting. So your worth gets lost in translation and your resume slips through the cracks into the bin. You need to keep in mind that you're building this resume for bots, not humans, so the aesthetic appeal doesn't matter much compared to functionality and making sure a human eye gets to read it and see it. Now, don't try to fool the ATS bots because they're way too clever for these gimmicks. I know there are a lot of articles and hacks on the internet on how to fool the system, how to paste keywords in white, how to repeat text, or even the entire job description, adding absolutely irrelevant section called keywords with various keywords pasted below. And I can tell you with complete confidence that none of this will work. If anything, it may actually screw any chance you might have had, because no matter what color you're texted, it will all be shown on the other side. And so even if you somehow beat the bots, it's pointless because no hiring manager is going to give such a resume a second thought. Instead of cheating the system and going with this gimmicky stuff, incorporate your honest, genuine credentials and experience in line with the keywords and criteria explained in the job description. It won't take much longer than figuring out how to execute all these hacks, and the results will be much, much better. More on this in my Job Search Toolkit course, where we go element by element to customize your resume, cover letter, LinkedIn profile, basically your entire brand as per the relevant industry keywords. Link down below to access the comprehensive course that gives your job search a massive makeover. Finally, when you have to fill out an additional application form on top of submitting a resume, do it with the right diligence. Don't slack off. The ATS will probably only go through that and not even scan your resume. I know it can be annoying. We've all said, why are they making me enter all this information all over again? What's the point of a resume then? But you need to realize that if a company has gone the extra mile of building a portal or form specially for you to fill out when applying, that is most definitely what they use for the first stage of filtration that happens via an ATS. So remember that these extra couple of minutes that you're being made to sacrifice might make it or break it for you. There you have it. All you need to know to make sure you can cruise through the first stage of the hiring process and have a chance at being in the 2% of all applicants that make it to the interview stage. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and comment below if you found this useful. Also, let other job seekers know what are some of the things getting in the way of your job hunt.